And I do believe that we can create systems around both home and work life, even when we're using some really cool prompts to help us with both home and work life. Hello, and welcome to the Encourager Podcast, where we have encouraging conversations to help you joyfully harmonize your home and work life. I'm your host, Rebecca Scott. I'm a wife, mother, designer, coach, and author. I'm here to help encourage and empower you to confidently make decisions that work for you and your stage of life, whatever that might be. Hello, encouragers. On this week's podcast, I want to share with you some of my favorite ChatGPT prompts that help me to simplify both my home and my work life, and that tend to be my go-tos when I'm feeling really overwhelmed, or I have decision fatigue, or I actually just need some creative juices flowing, so it acts as kind of my brainstormer. Now, I know that ChatGPT can be a little controversial, but if you use it for both home and work life in the way of helping you make decisions or brainstorm on decisions, I think it really can be a powerful tool. I would always say this: it cannot save you. The only person that can save you is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, right? I can't even save you. I can give you some great ideas, and ChatGPT can give you some great ideas, but by no means will it ever save us. And remind yourself always to edit it, to look it over, and to correct it. Because if you correct what it gave you and you're like, nah, that's not it, I'm going to do my own thing anyways, you're not teaching it in the way that you want it to learn how you like to operate. And so always make sure to edit it and correct it and use discernment when you're using any of the AI tools. One of my favorite tools for lightening just the mental load that we always talk about is sitting right on my desktop, and it's my ChatGPT. It's a lot like any app that you would use to go, wait, I wonder what Google says about this. That's how I tend to use ChatGPT, is like, wait, I wonder what ChatGPT would say about this. And I have found some really simplified ways of giving it some prompts that help in my 5 systems throughout the week, especially the weeks that are really overwhelming, or the weeks where I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to have the full hour meeting that I need to apply to it. So what could I do in 20 minutes? And that's definitely using my ChatGPT prompts to help me out. I cannot possibly remember the first prompt that I had for ChatGPT, but one that has been my go-to in the last month, which I'm really finding interesting because I'm pairing it with my resources that are available on theencouragerpodcast.com, and it's this prompt: create 3 30-day challenges to put on my habit tracker that will build my thighs, my butt, and my biceps. We're getting real here, guys. What would that look like for you? Or I say, I have 30 days to accomplish this goal. Can you help me break it down into steps week by week so that I can accomplish it? Or you can say day by day. Those I really like, because then I'm able to edit them and go, okay, there's no way I can do that all in one day. It wouldn't know that, but then I correct it and go ahead and tackle it. So I love when it creates breakdowns for me or challenges for me. I do love the fitness challenges because that's what I've been doing all year with my habit tracker. Is I do something every day, like bicep building, thigh building, butt building, whatever it might be, so that I can track if I do feel like I'm building those muscles. Those are the muscles that I use in my purse business, believe it or not, like lifting up the suitcases and stuff. It's a whole new ballgame. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. So I have to work on those muscle groups so that I'm able to do my job really well and to tear down really fast so I can get home to my really awesome family. And I would always tell you this. Remember how I say, like, I don't know that we need more content. Like, we do. We obviously consume content every day. But the caveat is that we have to start implementing the content. And so one of those things that I've done on the podcast last couple of years is telling you guys things that you can implement within 10 minutes of listening to the content. It's going, okay, well, how can I apply this rather than just consuming? How can I start applying it? So you're going to be able to do that today if you just borrow one of the prompts or you borrow 3 of the prompts. I really, truly believe this will help you simplify things. These prompts don't just give you information, they give you steps to accomplish them and help narrow down all of the ideas in your head. ChatGPT can act like your personal assistant for the little things that start to pile up if you give it the right prompts. So remember what I said in the beginning: edit it, check it, reply back with your edits. You want to train it in the way that you are actually like, oh, I would never do that. Then tell that. That would never be something that I would do, so that it's learning how you would respond to things and how you would do things. I would like to remind you of this. 1 Peter 5:7, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. That's the truth. He cares for us. And with these tools, we can let go of some of the anxiety, the things that just keep piling up, and get ourselves an assistant to help us. God calls us to steward our homes and our work well, but he never said we had to do it alone. So alongside our humans and our ChatGPT prompts, I feel like we can do a better job of serving all of our roles better. Okay, so here are 8 prompts that you can use. I can think of a ton more, but these are some of the ones that are my go-tos or that I've at least used in the past and then edited and implemented later. So feel free to use one of them or all 8 of them. I think you're really going to enjoy using it this week. Number 1, your weekly reset planner. Put in this prompt: help me plan my week using the categories me, food, home, family, and work. See what I did there? Those are the 5 systems in the Encourager. And say, I want 3 to 5 simple tasks for each category that keep me feeling balanced. I normally don't like this word, but that is the go-to word for ChatGPT to understand what you're saying. But this way, if you are working on the systems, you guys, this will help you just pick 3 to 5 to make some progress on during the week. Help me plan my week using the categories me, food, home, family, and work. And I want just 3 to 5 tasks in each category. Then you can take it and go, okay, the food, I'm not doing any of those this week. It's just not the week to do that. Or you can only take 2 of the systems, but it's amazing what it will come up with. Now, mine comes up with some pretty awesome details because it's been learning about my systems for so long. What would that look like for yours? Number 2, the family meal brainstorm. This one I tend to use a lot because food for me gets to be the last thing that I decide because I like the other system so much more. So try this prompt. Give me 10 quick family-friendly dinner ideas with a grocery list. So it's going to give you the family ideas and it'll give you the grocery list to go with it based on these ingredients I already have. Now, when I do this, I tend to put in there beef and chicken because we're producers, so we already have that. I put in the vegetables that I have in the fridge. I put rice, potatoes, and seasoning, so it knows like I have most of the staples. And then what it kicks out, I would say this. If I've asked for 10 of them, I can use about 3 or 4 of them, which isn't bad because the others are just too bland. It's like brown the hamburger, a can of cream of mushroom, and a cup of rice. Well, yes, but bleh. Right? So I did say simple. So if you'd want it to do more advanced, you could ask it to do that. But I just want to say for real, usually about 3 or 4 of them, I can actually use. The rest I just trash, which I should edit it and say I trashed these because they weren't flavorful enough so that you could edit it and actually go back and do that. Prompt number 4, delegation helper. Help me decide which of my to-dos could be delegated to my spouse, kids, or assistant this week. Here's my list. Okay, this is when I'm really feeling like, oh my gosh. And sometimes I do it for the month. If I've got home goals and I've got work goals and I'm like, gosh, I'm going to need some help delegating this or breaking this down or whatever. So here's an example of how I do it. These are some of the things that I need to accomplish. So here are some of the things that I need to delegate. I've got to call back the HVAC guy. There was a problem with our heating and cooling. We need to give him a call. I need to wash the downstairs pillows and linens because we're going to have our young adult study downstairs. So I want to make sure those things are cleaned up. I also have to count inventory this week and make sure that that's ready for the 3rd quarter. And I've got to pack for the Nebraska show junk stock coming up. And I've got to plan the food for the young adult night. So I asked ChatGPT that prompt. Help me decide which of my to-dos could be delegated to my spouse, kids, or assistants this week. Put those in, whoop, came out with it. It said delegate to the spouse, the HVAC guy, which I kind of knew, but sometimes I avoid because I'm like, I'll make the phone call because Nick's farming or whatever. But nope, I'm going to assign that to Nicholas. The kids could actually wash the downstairs pillows and linens. And at first I pushed back and I'm like, wait, yes, they could. I mean, I might have to check up after them, but they could totally do that. The inventory counting, they said give to my assistant, but my assistant could not accomplish that because she's not in-house. So I had to do some of that, but I could contact the assistant and ask her to help me with breaking it down, like what is the categories that we start with, fabric, then hardware, and etc. Packing for the Nebraska show did land on my plate because I know everything that I need to pack, but it helped me compartmentalize like, okay, that is my main task for the week. And the food for the young adult night is also partly me, but also partly the kids so that they could do some of the prep work for the food, but even just deciding the food, which led me down another prompt to ChatGPT to say, what kind of food can I serve to young adults who are going to be here for 1 hour, who love home cooked food using these ingredients? You know, I got it planned out. We're actually going to have tacos and they are bringing the fixings and we're going to have brownies because I shouldn't say kiddo, he's a young adult, kept saying, can you please make your brownies? So the danger in some of these prompts is that it'll lead you to asking the next thing. And for ChatGPT, when it finishes telling you what you asked it, at the end, it will say, would you like me to? And then it'll be another thing that it can help you with. So I find it very, very helpful. This episode of The Encourager is brought to you by Rebecca Scott Designs, where we make custom purses and accessories designed by you for the life you actually live. From fabrics and linings to leathers and 20 plus styles, every detail is your choice. Each piece is handmade right here in South Dakota, where we believe beauty and function should go hand in hand. Visit designyourownbag.com to create your own custom bag and use code ENCOURAGER for $10 off your purchase. Okay, number 5. Email drafts. Write me a short, friendly email in my brand voice reminding my customers about the mystery sales event that's coming up. So obviously this is for my business, Rebecca Scott Designs. I knew what I wanted for the mystery sales event. I knew like how many purses and accessories were going to be on it, but I was blank by the time I had counted everything and figured out the website listings for it and talked with my website gal about everything. I was completely blank for the marketing for it, like just out of words. So I plugged this in and it kicked out the wording for both the text message and for the email. I did have to edit a little bit because it didn't understand all the details, but the output is only as good as the input. So my input needed to be a little bit stronger about what the prices were of the bundles and that sort of thing. But I do love it when, especially in the marketing sense, when I'm out of words for the marketing part, but I have plenty of skill and ideas for the actual sewing part. It can't help me with that, but it can help me with marketing. So I do love using it for that. Number 6, give me a 30-minute timer plan to get my home looking good enough before guests come over, broken into 5-minute chunks. Brilliant, right? This is a really easy one to use with your children when you are going to have guests over, like our young adults. I will be playing a little bit more than 30 minutes before they come, but I did like that it helped break it up into 5-minute tasks that all of us could do. And you know how I feel about entertaining people and hosting people. I think we need to have more people in our homes. We had our guest on the podcast, right? We need to do this so that when I realized we could get the house ready in 30 minutes or less using this prompt, oh my gosh, it was so awesome. So it broke it down and it even assigned roles. I added to that prompt a little bit, you guys. I said for 5 people working on it. Okay. So it said person 1, person 2, person 3, and person 4. And it broke it up into entry and living room, kitchen, bathroom, and floors. And then it said person 1 had to do the entry in the living room. Person 2 was the kitchen. And then it gave 3 prompts after that. Like the kitchen, you have to load or hide the dishes in the dishwasher or the sink. I love that it said hide the dishes. Also, the kitchen person had to wipe the counters, the sink, and the stovetop, and they empty the trash if it was full. And then it said person 3 can do the bathroom. And then it said exactly what to do. Wipe the sink, replace the hand towel, put out fresh soap or an air freshener. And then person 4 was the floors, and it told it what to do if you're doing the floors. I actually, at the end, it said, would you like me to create a PDF as a checklist for each of the person that you can just hand to them? What? Yes, please. So guess where that hangs? On the fridge, because we're cool like that. Number 7, give me a Bible verse, a short prayer, and 3 affirmations I can repeat when I feel overwhelmed with both my home and my work responsibilities. Anybody? Anybody? Yes. Sometimes I actually run out of affirmations. If you've listened to me for any number of years, I have about 20 to 30 affirmations I read probably 4 to 5 times a week. But sometimes I run out of them, and sometimes I want new ones. And so I've asked ChatGPT to plug it out, and it was not bad at all. So I'm going to tell you what it told me this time. Matthew 11:28, come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And the short prayer that went along with it was, Lord, I lay down the weight of my home and work at your feet. Give me peace in my mind, strength in my body, and joy in my spirit. Help me choose what matters most today. Amen. And then the 3 affirmations from the prompt were, I can do all things God calls me to do, but I don't have to do all things at once. Peace is my pace. God sets the rhythm of my day. I am equipped, I am capable, and I am not alone. Not bad, right? Like if you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't even have the words. You're like, God, first of all, prayer first. God, would you please help me today? Then you can head over to ChatGPT and say, hey, help me with a prayer if you need that. Maybe you don't need the prayer part. Maybe you just need some verses to remind you of, or maybe you just need the affirmations. It's awesome for that. Number 8, suggest 5 creative, low-cost ways I can celebrate small wins with my family this week so that we remember joy in the middle of busy. Okay, you know that I say the word joy quite frequently, both on our social media channels and also in my podcast. Joy is really important to me. It's important that the kids remember that mom was joyful despite any circumstances, that I rejoiced in all circumstances. And I have loved plugging this one in to just remind me there's a ton of little things you can do throughout the week to celebrate one another, to build love and trust in your home with one another by these tiny little things. And the ones that ChatGPT gave me, I thought were really awesome. One was dessert first night. Hello. Seems pretty simple. Also very memorable. A victory dance party. Yeah. Even if you're using AI for that, like you're asking Alexa, can you play a really fun dance music for a little bit? You could decorate the dinner table. I love this one too. I think you could do this with little kids and they can run around the house decorating the table. That would be fun. With my older kids, I definitely have an interior designer in the house. She will go all out. She'll have table linens. She'll have matching napkins and cups. She will go all out. You could do a tiny trophy tradition. This made me giggle out loud because I already thought of the little trophies that our own family would like to use. We have this weird soccer ball that's always flat, but it's only like the size of an apple. I'm positive they would use that as one of the trophies. And then, of course, a handwritten note that sits on their dinner plate that they can read aloud to the family that says maybe it's their small win for the week and why they deserve the little card on their table. So really fun ideas that keep it very affordable, but keep joy, again, within your homes the simple way. So encouragers, I want you to try one of them this week. That's definitely the 1% version. Just try one of these prompts in your own ChatGPTs or your own AIs to see what it can do to help you reduce some of that decision fatigue, give you some good brainstorming ideas, and give you ways that you can plug into your family this week, even when you're feeling overwhelmed. One of them or three of them, but I gotta know which ones you try on our social media channels. We spend the most time on Instagram. If you go to the Encourager podcast, I would love for you guys to message me or send me a video or send me a voice note of what you guys are trying. That's the best way that I can feel encouraged that you are, in fact, listening to the words and trying to implement these in your lives. Your home and work life don't have to feel like chaos. Remember that. The world tells us it is. They will tell us that this is a busy stage, it's a chaotic stage, you just get through it. I don't believe we have to do it that way. I don't believe it has to be crazy organized either, but I do believe we can do it with joy. And I do believe that we can create systems around both home and work life, even when we're using some really cool prompts to help us with both home and work life. Until next time, encouragers, we got this because he's got us. Thanks so much for tuning in. If the Encourager podcast has helped or encouraged you in any way, please subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review. And then help us spread the message of encouragement and hope by sharing the podcast with others. Ready to build systems that actually fit your life and budget? The Encourager Academy is now available one module at a time, each just $39 and only 25 to 35 minutes per video. Choose the area you most need help in, your me, food, home, work, or family system, or dive into the mindset, priorities, and super skills that make all the difference. Each lesson is simple, actionable, and designed to help you create sustainable rhythms that bring peace, not pressure. Visit EncouragerAcademy.com to start your next small step towards harmony and joy. If you've ever wished someone could just sit with you, look at your real life, and help you make progress where it matters most, that's what my one-on-one coaching is all about. For over 10 years, I've coached women to harmonize both home and work life, not by forcing them into a program, but by designing systems that actually fit their personality, their season, and their strengths. No cookie cutters, no overwhelm, just sustainable rhythms that help you finally see traction in the areas that matter most to you. Learn more or book your free discovery call at EncouragerAcademy.com. Let's make progress together.